In this video, I'm going to show you how to make money on Etsy. Making money on Etsy is really simple. It can be hard to come up with a profitable product idea. Even if you do come up with a great product idea, it can be hard to get your Etsy store off the ground and start making sales. We've been there, which is why we created this guide to selling products on Etsy. Hey there, and if you're new, welcome to our channel, where we help you learn to see the income-generating opportunities right in front of you. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 steps that you need to follow in order to start making a profit. So if you're looking for a way to make some extra cash, stay tuned and I'll show you how it's done. No matter what your passion is, there's a good chance you can turn it into a successful business by selling products on Etsy. Whether you're a newly discovered sketch artist or an experienced jeweler, Etsy is a great platform for entrepreneurs of all stripes. The key to success on Etsy is to come up with a profitable idea and then to set up an Etsy store that is well organized and presents your products in the best light possible. With a little effort, you can turn your side hustle into a full-fledged business. And who knows? You might even find yourself quitting your day job to pursue your passion full-time. But let's first talk about how to make money on Etsy. Help a future business owner just like you find this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to help out. Their success just may be in your hands. How to make money on Etsy. Get ahead of the competition. If you're thinking about selling products on Etsy, it's important to do your research first. What are people looking for? What are they willing to pay? How much competition is there? Answering these questions will help you determine whether or not selling on Etsy is right for you. It's also important to keep in mind that Etsy is a marketplace, which means that there are thousands of other sellers competing for buyers' attention. Standing out from the crowd can be difficult, but it's essential if you want to be successful. By doing your homework and understanding the market, you'll give yourself a better chance of succeeding on Etsy. Determine your costs. Making a profit is important for any business, and there are a few key things to consider when calculating if your business will be profitable. First, you need to figure out your costs. This includes the cost of materials, labor, and overhead. Once you know your costs, you can then compare them to the selling price of your product. If your selling price is lower than your costs, then you will need to reconsider your business model. In addition to costs, you also need to factor in the time involved in making your products. If it takes you 10 hours to make a product that only sells for $20, then you're not going to make much of a profit. On the other hand, if you can make the same product in 2 hours and sell it for $100, then you're in business. When you're trying to make money off of your Etsy store, it's important to factor in all of the associated costs. This includes things like Etsy fees and taxes. If you don't factor these in, you might not be making as much profit as you think you are. Make sure you take the time to calculate all of the fees and taxes before you start selling anything. That way, you'll know exactly how much profit you're really making. Could your Etsy shop make 6 figures? Of course, whether an Etsy store is successful or not depends on the products it sells and how hard its owner works. If the products are bad or the owner is lazy, the store isn't likely to make much money. However, if the products are great and the owner is willing to put in the effort to promote them, the store could do quite well. Ultimately, it all comes down to the quality of the products and the amount of effort that the owner is willing to invest. Is Etsy now your full-time job? It can be difficult to predict the future when starting an Etsy business. There are a lot of factors that can affect the success of your business, and it can be hard to know which ones will have the biggest impact. The most important thing is to start with a solid plan and then be flexible as you adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the online marketplace. If you're only looking to make a little extra money on the side, then you might not need to quit your day job just yet. However, if you want to turn your Etsy business into a full-time job, then you'll need to be prepared to put in the extra time and effort required to make it work. How to sell on Etsy. Set up an Etsy store. To set up an Etsy store, you simply create a seller account and follow the on-screen directions to enter your preferences. Choose your shop name and create your first product listing. You can create listings for products and you can set up your payment preferences. Once you've created your listings, you can start promoting your store via social media, word of mouth, and other marketing channels. Etsy seller fees. Unfortunately, as is the trend with online platforms, there are 3 types of fees associated with selling on Etsy: a listing fee, a transaction fee, and a payment processing fee. The listing fee is charged when you create a new listing, and the transaction fee is charged when an item is sold. The payment processing fee is charged when you use Etsy payments to process a sale. All of these fees are collected by Etsy, and they vary depending on the country in which you reside. For example, in the United States, the listing fee is 20 cents per item, the transaction fee is 3.5%, and the payment processing fee is about 3% plus 30 cents per sale. These fees can add up, so it's important to factor them into your pricing. Start promoting your store. The best way to start promoting your Etsy store is by using social media. You can create a Facebook page, Twitter account, or Instagram account dedicated to your store. Make sure to post high-quality photos of your products and use hashtags to reach a wider audience. You can also participate in online forums and communities related to your product niche. By promoting your store in a variety of ways, you'll be able to reach a larger audience and increase your chances of making sales. Etsy seller tips to make more money. Like anything new, Etsy has a bit of a learning curve. But once you've figured it out, you'll be on your way to becoming an Etsy expert. The key is to take the time to learn the ropes and get familiar with how the site works. Once you do, you'll be able to take full advantage of all that Etsy has to offer. From there, it's just a matter of putting in the effort to create a standout shop that will attract buyers from all over the world. With a little patience and perseverance, you can be successful on Etsy in no time. Make sure that you've hit the subscribe button and turn the notifications on so you don't miss out on how to make money as a college student.